In this episode, we're going to take a look at the Steadicam Merlin 2 and test it out. Okay, so here we have the Steadicam Merlin 2. And now what this is, if you're not familiar with them, it is basically one of many different types of camera stabilizers that you can get out there. This is probably, I would say, one of the more compact units, and as such there is some limit to obviously to what you can put on top here, where you're going to put your camera and your lens and everything. And this thing can hold about 5 pounds up here. Steadicam specs out a ½ pound to 5 pounds up here. Now if you get the optional vest, you can push this up a little bit more, I believe up to 7 pounds from what I could see. And there are a lot of nice things about this. I'm fairly new to the idea of camera stabilizers, so this is the first one that I've had a chance to play with, but I'm really impressed with what it does. It takes a while to learn this thing, and in fact I plan on doing a kind of a tutorial series. It may take more than 1 or 2 videos because there's a lot to go over. And it's taken me quite a bit of time. I would say several weeks just to even figure out how to get it properly balanced and all that stuff. So, but there are some little tricks that I've learned that would have been useful if I had seen them. So I do plan on doing that. But for right now, I thought I would just do kind of a little intro and a little test on what this thing can do. So I think the best way to show what this can really do is just to show some example footage. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So you can see here that we're, as we go up these stairs, this is a pretty good example of what you would see without any kind of stabilization at all. And so I'm basically just holding the camera the best I can, trying to keep it stable. Here we are going up the stairs using the Merlin 2, and you can definitely see how the shot is a lot more stable. There's definitely the jerkiness is gone, and there might be a slight pendulum effect here, but that's probably more of just due to my operating the Merlin 2 as I'm still learning how to be proficient with it. But overall, huge improvement, and I'm pretty impressed. So here we have another shot where we're not using any stabilization at all, and I'm just kind of walking along this dirt path, and again you can see how it's very jerky, and this dirt path is really uneven, so it's definitely showing in this particular video. So here we are now in the dirt path, but now we're using the stabilization. Now what's interesting here is that definitely the Merlin 2 is a huge improvement here, but I kind of notice a little bit of up and down motion, but I think that's just because of the fact that this dirt road is not even, or this dirt path, it's very, it's got a lot of potholes and stuff. So if we were on an even like cement or pavement or something, then you wouldn't see that. But it's definitely an improvement. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the Merlin 2 is doing a great job here. So I think you can definitely see how the Merlin 2 makes a huge difference overall. And you know, one of the things about using this device though, after a while it will get kind of heavy, you know, just because it does weigh a little over 5 pounds. And I do think that if you're doing a lot of Steadicam work, you probably want to use a vest with this thing. But overall, I'm very impressed, and I look forward to spending some more time with this thing and to really learning how to be proficient with it, because that's the key. Once you get the weight and balance, the next step is just learning how to actually use it properly. So. So I thought we'd just take a quick look here at what you get with the Steadicam Merlin 2. It comes in a really nice case, and as you can see, this case is very well protected. Got a lot of foam in here, so I don't think there's nothing to worry about there. And there's not a lot here other than you've got the Merlin itself. Notice how it folds up really into a very compact. That's one of the things that I really like about it, is the fact that it is so compact. And then of course it opens up. Then you also have like this little accessory bag. It's got just some screws so that you can attach things to the stage, like your camera and all that. And it's also got an additional thing that allows it to handle lenses that might extend a little far out, so you have an extra support for that lens on the front of the stage. They give you plenty of weights, as you can see here, for the bottom and of course in the midsection as well. That's here and here. And here we got like a little quick release plate, so if you're going to be transporting your camera from the Merlin onto say a tripod or something, this can be useful under those circumstances. So that's pretty much everything you get. You have also a DVD and instruction manual that comes with it, and there's a lot of material there, so it'll take some time to go through when you try to go through and you read all the stuff and you watch the DVD, but it's all very useful information. So yeah, overall I do like the way this thing is all packaged up and everything. So just some final thoughts about the Merlin 2. Overall, I'm really impressed with it. And I definitely can recommend it if you're looking for something that's compact, and that's where this thing really shines. You know, it's fairly compact, fairly lightweight, and but the thing is though, keep in mind when you do put your camera and everything on there, like in my case, the camera rig was about 3.5 pounds, plus you've got the weight of the Merlin, so you're probably looking at a little over 5 pounds total. And after a while, it can kind of get tiring. So I would think if you're going to be doing some really long shoots, then you probably would want to use the optional vest that you can also get. Then that would definitely help, and it would allow you to use it for quite a long time. But now I would say, you know, if you're going to get one of these devices, do plan on spending some time to really figure out how to do the weight and balance and all that, because like I said, it took me a few weeks to really kind of get comfortable with how to weight and balance this thing. And then once you figure out how to weight and balance it, then of course you got to go through and learn actually how to control it. And that's the part I'm sort of working on now. I feel fairly comfortable with how to balance it, but you know, I've only had this thing maybe for, I don't know, a month or so. So now I'm just really going to start focusing on trying to learn how to control it and do some pretty cool things with it. So I think there's a lot of potential. Over time, you know, you could just kind of learn more and more skills. But one of the things that I definitely would like to do is I'm going to do another video on actually how to do the weight and balance on this thing, because you know, it does take a while, but I think there are some concepts that if I had known what I know now, it would have made it a lot simpler, because even you can read the manual and read the DVD that comes with the Merlin, and you should do that. But I don't feel like the information was quite organized in a way that would make it easier for me to, you know, to pick up on it quicker. So I find that the manual, for example, goes through and describes different steps on how to set it up and how to get it balanced. But I really found that you kind of have to do everything simultaneously, meaning you've got to be dealing with the weights, you got to be dealing with the distance on the spars, plus you got to be constantly adjusting the stages as well. So I'll get into that more in the next video. But anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed this little intro. That sort of was my aim, was just to kind of have a little introduction to the Steadicam Merlin and what it can do. So I definitely look forward to doing another video where I'm actually going to do some of the weight and balance on this thing. And that's going to take a little time, so that's why I need to break this up into different chunks. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.